Hey game makers, welcome back to this, and continuing where I left off because I don't know how to talk. Bye! Oh, so, I have 4 bromides for the Epilogue Quest. The bromides, again, were the collectible art gallery picture-redos. Let's quickly just load them up and take a look. Not at them. Oh, not sure if it's worth mentioning, but I made a minor revision to one of them. I changed one of the characters' ages. You can probably figure it out once you play the game. But, I guess that one's kind of spoilery. Oh well, whatever. I'll put a cat in front of it or something. Anyway, yeah, the game actually unlocks with more pictures after you beat the game, up to 42. But you get 4 from beating the Epilogue Quest, 5 from beating the Epilogue Quest, 1 for each. And there's also one you can get in the Epilogue Quest from Yuna, actually. But, I ended up actually working them in to why am I even walking in here? This is like the most something-eth dungeon. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, they actually ended up having cutscenes, I guess, with them in it, in the Epilogue Quest. The first one was actually the hardest one to work in, but I did, and, yeah, I should probably talk about that. I don't really know if I want to. I'm going to put a content warning in the Epilogue Quests. I don't know if this will have to affect the game's tags, or, play age rating? I don't know. Nothing really happens in the Epilogue Quest, but there's enough talk of things, and I kind of went overboard adding in some stuff. So, yeah, but, there's just a bit of a content warning on them. It should be fine. There's nothing, like, explicit, anything, like, I've seen some of the games on Steam. It's not going like full hentai mode or something, but there's some stuff that got added in that is probably, I don't know, like, I don't personally think it's anything serious or anything. Like, I'm fine with it because the Epilogue Quests in and of themselves cover a lot of kind of mature content. We deal with a lot of stuff. Not like serious, well, okay, some of it's serious. Epilogue Quest 5 is probably the worst for that, just because it's really hard to explain without going into actual spoilers, my goodness. Anyway, so the characters are older in the Epilogue Quest, so things sort of get brought up more casually than they do in the main game. Let's just go with that, and everything is handled delicately and maturely, don't get me wrong, but I really want to just talk about it. Why can't I? Anyway, so it should be fine, but I am going to put that there just for the Epilogue Quest, just because, again, it's actually not as like, I don't know, mature, I guess, as I'm leading this on to be, but it is something I wanted to put a warning in there for. Because games tend to get a lot of, I don't know. It's hard, okay, because I see anime. Okay, let me talk about anime for a second. Anime has, like, boobs and, like, full nudity occasionally, just flung out everywhere in it. The older stuff more so than the current stuff. Just, like, for your standard anime. Case in point, I've been rewatching Shuffle, and there are so many boobs in that show, and I don't remember any of it. Anyway, so then I think of games, and it's like, oh, gotta censor this character by putting more clothes on them, and aging them up, and it's like, why do both? I don't know. Anyway, so, just on that kind of comparative level, it confuses me. So, that's something I wanted to bring up and talk about. Okay. What else are we talking about? So yeah, the bromides are cool. They're added into all 5, and kind of just it. I had to revise some of the scenes to get them to actually make sense, and I should probably talk about this. Okay, so do I have it in my notes already? Hold on. I don't think I do. Sorry about this. Hold on. Okay. So I made some changes within the Epilogue Quest, but the biggest one is actually in EQ 3 with Catchy and her Epilogue Quest. Yeah. So it mostly plays the same. You got a lot more flavor text in a certain character's house, which was just so much fun for me. I had way too much fun writing all that nonsense. Anyway, in Catchy's house, actually, Catchy's house. Where is Catchy's house? Catchy's place. Yeah. Anyway, so, I sort of extended this. Now, again, with something I mentioned before, there were some things I wasn't really sure how to write, or wasn't really comfortable writing, mostly because I didn't know something in regards to that. Now that I've been through some certain things that Catchy goes through in EQ, I'm hoping it's 3. I had a bit more experience, and I wanted to write the scene a bit different. It pretty much plays out until the end, and then you get sort of an extended scene with Catchy saying some stuff that I kind of just left up to interpretation in the original. I think that's the thing about this game, this remake in particular. I'm making things a lot more clear. Not that I'm not leaving things up to the player's imagination, it's just I have more experience with writing things and life experience that there are things I want to delve into more and discuss from a gameplay point of view, let's say. So yeah, and the following scene also got a bit of an extension as well, with Akira. But it's fun. I really had a lot of fun writing that. It made my heart happy. Let's go with that. And I've had just the worst. I know everyone has had just the worst year, but like, my goodness, this year. Anyway, so happy thoughts. Okay, so there was one scene I changed. I had mentioned this before in EQ. In the Tower of Answers in EQ1. So there's the scene that I hate. In this. I need a different song. Hold on. Sure. So there's a scene in this cave, because of course there is. And I hated it. It wasn't bad. I rewrote it like multiple times in the original game. So I changed its underlying message here. The follow-up scene I had already revised with these 2 characters, but I ended up changing the underlying concept of the scene. Initially, I didn't really know what I wanted to write here. I was really, hey, these characters haven't seen each other. What do I do with them? Because they haven't seen each other for a while, you know? And I'm really bad at that in real life. If I don't see someone in, like, I don't know, a relative frequency, I don't know how to talk to them anymore. See, and I had that same problem writing these 2, because they hadn't seen each other for a bit, and it's like, okay, well, we left on kind of this big dramatic climax of, you know, the end of the game. How you been since then? Nope, I hit my pop filter that I'm not using, which I should probably be, but it's hooked up to the other side of my desk. Anyway, so, yeah, I rewrote it, and I'm much more of a fan. We talk more about the characters and, I don't know, their feelies, and I like the direction I went much more. I'm looking forward to, I don't know, you guys playing it or something. I don't know. Maybe a little. But yeah, I really liked it. A lot of the scene is still the same, but the actual intent of the scene is completely different now. Scene revisions and meaning in EQ3. Is that the thing I just talked about and I thought wasn't on here? Oh, I'm skipping EQ2. Okay, EQ2. Riverway is up here, obviously. So, you get to visit Echo's Riverway in EQ2. It's more or less the same. Akira has a little panic attack here, and I actually gave her like an actual panic attack sprite, because that's kind of her thing now. She just does that because panic attacks are so much fun. Seriously, if you've ever had a panic attack, just let me give you a virtual hug. They are the worst. I've had way too many of them this year. So Akira gets them too. Why not? Anyway, I added another little cutscene. I wasn't going to add any animated cutscenes for, EQ, any of them, but Annika and Tadase got one. It's short, it's not really much, it's not really super animated. There are some mouth flaps, that's about it. And some water effects, because I found out I can do those in my video editor. So, that was cool. It has really bad voice acting, though. I need to revise it. Oh yeah, for voice acting, I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do. I don't think I have the mental capacity to deal with people and getting their lines in right now. I don't think I have the capacity to do it myself because I can't get rid of my kid long enough with all the stuff going on to actually record anything. And if I do it while she's awake, she just wants to hang out and scream. We had a screaming contest earlier, actually, so my voice is a little shot. She thought it was hilarious. I won. Anyway, so yeah, that needs to be revised, but otherwise the video's done. It's just a small little one that got added. I was actually thinking of adding one for Choco in EQ... Actually in EQ5, because of something I haven't mentioned yet. Wow, this is gonna be like the longest video I've done in a while. I'm just so rambly. Anyway, so, I lost my train of thought. Something with stuff and things, okay. So yeah, I was thinking of doing one with Choco in EQ5 for a cutscene I added in, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that. We'll see, if I have time. We shall see. We shall see is what my niece says. She's 5, she's 5, she turned 5. And whenever you ask her something, she'll say, we shall see. Anyway, so there was something stupid I hated in EQ5. There's... what is this? This is... what map is this? Just making sure my stuff's still working. Unusual? Unusual. I can spell. I promise. I can. Most of the game isn't full of spelling mistakes. I've actually come across a few. Okay, so, in EQ5, you go to the fallacy backwards again, and I didn't want it to be boring and just backtracking through here to get to the place. So the characters make a little wager. Whoever can kill the most monsters win, basically. And that's fine. That was way easier to do in this game because I can actually seal their skills. But, I don't like this song. Let's do a different one. Okay. So, my initial idea for this, okay, I was gonna have them do a penalty game, and then have the loser cut ask the other to cut their hair, because I wanted them to both have short hair by the end of this, so I was gonna have the winner decide, well, I'm gonna do it too so we can match, or something to that effect. And my thing is open, hold on. There we go. So, because of the way EQ5 ended up actually playing out, that never got brought up. I still gave the characters short hair at the end of the game, but that never got brought up. So the penalty game basically got really dumb, and I just threw in whatever I could think of, which is basically them getting all giggly and, teenagery. Well, older teenagery. Zephyr's not a teenager anymore. Akira, I don't remember her age at EQ5. She is over 18, I will give you that. But it didn't really make any sense, so I tried to revise it, and I thought of a bunch of things. I brainstormed with my council of creativity. Oh goodness, that's hard to say. And we basically came up with nothing good. So I might revise it in the future, but right now they basically just call out on how pointless it was, and then give you some really fun flavor dialogue. That's it. I was actually thinking of adding in a little spoof thing of my original intent in the Epilogue Quest credits, which currently are just the normal game's credits, but I was thinking of using one of those songs from that pack I purchased to make a custom one for it that just has game footage or something. I don't know, it's not done. But, yeah, I'm still not sold on it, but it's okay. It's fun. I like the dialogue that I changed, but it's still kind of like, why did we do that? It's really just to spice up the area, to make you actually, you know, have fun backtracking. Give the monsters a reason to actually be upgraded. Because otherwise it's just like, well, let's just turn off the monsters, because why? But there's like no fighting in EQ5, so I don't know. Like in the original EQ5, I've changed some things. So yeah, it's basically the same. It's just the dialogue is a bit less, I had no idea what I was doing, and more purposeful. Okay, so again, EQ5. There's a scene, this is actually really important that I want to talk about, because I hated this. It's actually way up here, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So in EQ5, you get to go to Echo's house from, you know, the first game, flashbacks, whatever. You get to do some plot stuff here. And there is a letter from a certain character who, okay, well, major plot spoilers here. There's a character whose letter you find in this area, who is the mom of one of the protagonist characters. And I really didn't like how I wrote it. Again, it was one of the things I struggled with in the original. I rewrote it a couple times, and I just didn't like it. Earlier in the game, and this is why, you get a letter, or can find one, from Echo to Akira. And it really fit her. I think it was fine. I think it is very Echo to Akira. I didn't know what to write for this one, so I basically just rehashed that, and I just hated it so much. It was fine. I didn't want it to be fine, but I couldn't do anything better, because I just didn't have the life experience to know what to write. It's like, well, if I was this character, how would I feel in her position? I had no idea. I guessed. I didn't know. I didn't like it. Anyway, now that I am very accustomed to what it is to be a mom and what it's like to have your child kinda... Okay, how do I put this? I love my kid, do not get me wrong. Parenting during this year has not been a pleasant experience for me. Not my kid's fault. Love her. She's great. We're great. We're like BFFs. It's fine. But the whole experience just kind of destroyed me on a mental and physical level. I mean, I'm still getting doctor's appointments because my body's just freaking out and doing weird things that they can't explain. It's been quite the time. Anyway, I don't want to get into that because nobody wants to talk about it. Okay, everybody wants to talk about that. I'm sick of hearing about it. Anyway, so that actually gave me some really great insight to how to write this letter. I think it's a lot more applicable to this character. I think it's a lot more genuine. And I think it's not just a copy of Echo's letter from the beginning of the game. This song does not have the emotional impact I'm looking for here. Neither does that, but it's better than the previous one. So I'm really happy with how this turned out this time. It's quite what I wanted. I'm happy with it. It was really hard to write, but we got there. It only took 2 games to get it right. But yeah, the copy of Echoes just felt so disingenuous, and just I was not a fan. But this I am a fan of. This I am happy with. And that is good. I really love the changes that I made to this game. Surprisingly, a lot more changes have been made to this game than the original, but this is also like a 60-hour... You know, including monsters. Yeah, I'm gonna say 60-hour game. So yeah, I was able to put my traumatic personal experiences to good use here. Which doesn't surprise me, this game is just full of trauma. Like, the last half of this game especially, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! Okay, enough of the trauma. So I added in a bonus dungeon. It's using default MV stuff, because actually I think these might be MZ's tiles. Anyway, so it's just a maze. Right now it doesn't have much in it. I'm gonna add, I don't know, bosses, probably monsters. And then you can go to well, ignore this map down here. Definitely not the end of the dungeon or anything. Instead of the debug room this time, you got a dungeon, and I need more cookie. So yeah, you get a lot more. Why am I holding a pen? Actually, I'm holding a Sharpie. Anyway, because of some things that were added in EQ5, you do get access to this dungeon, and this dungeon actually just appears on the world map, and it's actually kind of cool how I did it. So, I don't quite remember how I'm handling landing. I think it's mostly default, because I'm using the default tiles, the default world tiles. Okay, the cookie wanted to kill me. Actually, true story, my father-in-law choked on a cookie and had to be rushed to the hospital in this last year. So, yeah, that was exciting. He's fine, but that was something that happened. Anywho, so, the bonus dungeon is on an island here, and I had to use the terrain tags, actually. I don't think I'm using regions now. I had to use the terrain tag. It is here, right? Yeah, because all my stuff is here. So I had to use the terrain tags for the third time of saying this, to kind of put where the airship can land, which is fine. But I have this really weird glitch. Like, okay, so you can see it. This is 36. I can go to... I don't know. One of these has it, I think. Yeah, that one. So it's actually just a thing on the tile set. It's this. So it adds a page, and then you can land on it, because on this page, this is a terrain tag, I don't know, probably 7. Anyway, I've actually had this weird glitch. It's not big enough to worry about, because this is the only place I do this. 36, yes. And a small part over here, because you can't actually land over here on the trees with your airship. And that's intentional, but, so, yeah, I'm having this weird glitch. When I fly over this, or get it in, like, my airspace of my airship, it lags like crazy, and my music, like, lags to load. I don't know why. It's, like, the weirdest thing. It's not big enough to, like, worry about, because it's still playable, and the lag goes away after you land. And it's not like you're gonna be hovering over here going, what's going on? It's only when you're on top of it. It's just bizarre, but it functions, so, I mean, I guess it's fine. But it's so weird. I'm using, I think, region restrictions for that. So, in addition to extra stuff, I've added for... Yeah, okay, let's talk about nets now. I don't have a... Well, I'll throw up a video clip, I guess. So I have, in EQ5, added in the PSH, which is a party switch handheld. Nikki gives it to you after she joins your party, and basically you have to go and recruit all your characters because they're off living their own lives now, because, you know, character development and stuff. And, after you go, you get little scenes when you call the characters. And for some of the characters, they kind of just blow you off over the phone and say just come visit. So then you get a bigger cutscene with the ones that do that. But you get some little flavor text with them, and it's really fun. You can go recruit your characters after, and then you can, you know, go and do that dungeon. That's really all there is to do in the Epilogue Quest, is that dungeon, but I loved being able to go and see where the characters are now, you know? They didn't really get that in the ending, because it wasn't really applicable with the Epilogue Quest. I actually, in the original version of AE, it didn't, it had, like, explanations for where all the characters ended up, but when I added in the Epilogue Quest, I'm like, this makes no sense to have here, so I got rid of it and shortened the ending, thank goodness. So yeah, that gets added to the menu, and you can just swap your characters as is, like you would normally. And it acts as a phone, so you can call them and find out where they are. And they also have dialogue for if you call them back, and they're just like, why aren't you here? Get your butt over here. They're pretty fun. I like them. I had a lot of fun writing them too. Finished game is literally on my thing. Okay, well, I mentioned that already. Fixed a lot of bugs. That I did. I also have 2 more files worth, plus my notes. That's exciting. Oh, so there are some points in the game that are very serious, and it's funny when your randomized characters just open up in the menu and they're all happy and smiles. So I added in a serious face option that just shows serious faces during the menu during these times. So, I mean, that's something that's on my notes. Oh, apparently someone pointed this out in the comments of my video about the performance boosts for my game. Apparently, and I never thought to do this because I just don't think far. That's from today. Today, like 3 days ago. 4 days, 8 days? Well, I don't know. Anyway. They mentioned how you can just replace the NWSJ thing, .exe, with an updated one. You can just literally go download it. And I'm assuming download the other lib files, because I think those are required. It's been a while since I looked at this. But yeah, you can just update your game with them, and performance boosts? I never thought to do that. It didn't even occur to me. Like, I knew it was a separate thing, I just didn't think, oh, hey, I can do that to make my game run better. So at some point I'm going to be updating GMEM. But I actually have like 3 updates worth of updates that I fixed to it, just minor bugs, that people have messaged me with over the years at this point. Oh goodness. But I'm going to wait to do that because I have an acquaintance who's writing me a plugin. Theoretically, they're very busy. I'm not really hounding them on it. They've got other things to do. If they can get it done, before I finish the game entirely, then that's fine by me. So I'm not promising it'll happen, but it's the plan. That will take save data from EM1 and transfer it over to EM2. So you can record things like the name of the cat girl, your airship. I'm thinking if I can actually do this, maybe record the date points and do something with them. I don't really know what. Give you a bonus, I don't know. Give you an Akira costume with her tail, because she doesn't have that in this. Or something to that effect. There were a few other things I had in mind. They're in a note file somewhere. I mean, I guess technically a text file somewhere. But anyway, that is an idea that we were working on. Why did I bring that up? I'm sure there was a reason. Oh yeah. No, it's gone. Anyway, so that's a thing. I completely lost whatever I was going to talk about here. Oh yeah, the Nowagees. So I will update the game when that gets done and I can actually add that in, because there's no point in me updating the game for minor bug fixes and I guess a severe performance boost and not having that in. I mean, I might as well, right? The only thing is I'm pretty sure that it will break my save file. I'm not sure if I can get away with not having it, but I remember in this one I had an issue with test play. And I needed to add in 1 line of code in the core scripts to make it work. I forget what it was, but it was there, and I'm assuming my other game will have the same issue. Now, if I don't need test play, and it works fine without it, I don't remember what the actual issue was. It was a while ago, don't quote me on this. But, that is a thing. It might corrupt your, well, not really corrupt, but not let you load from your save files. Now, if it doesn't need that, I'm just gonna go as is. Again, I'm not sure, but that is the idea. So that's gonna happen. It's gonna get a performance boost at some point. And I'm also for it going to turn off preloading maps, which is where most of the loading lag comes from, like all of it. And I'm gonna throw in my event preloader here so I can just go through the game again. And this probably isn't gonna have one, is it? Oh yeah. And just preload all the events. If I might revise the code so I can just have this as a this as opposed to an actual event ID. And preload just the event that's needed. I haven't noticed any real bugs with it. With the voice sound effects, the voice clips, I did have some like buffering issues, but without those, I haven't had any problems, so I mean, it's fine. Oh, hey, remember that break time bug I mentioned, like, every video? I fixed it, and it was really stupid. So, there's, it's the Galvin spawner. So there's this little code here. Yeah, these that clear the break times, that fixed it. I looked at the codes before, I'm literally using them. I don't know why I never thought, hey, let's use the clear command. That'll fix all my problems. So I just shoved it on the end of these break times here. And it fixed it, so happy. So yeah, with that fixed, all of my big bugs are fixed. We fixed the smooth scrolling thing today, so that's fixed. The only one I have left is a bug with my mini-map where the path is wrong because I'm using this and not a W folder. Again, I fixed the doodad one, so we could probably fix this one in a similar way. I had to remove a slash somewhere. It's fine. My game lives in export mode. It's not an export mode, so I've had issues like that in the past. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why I never thought, hey, let's use the clear code, but I'm just done. Okay, so the last thing on my notes, and yeah, I know this video, multiple videos at this point is getting very long, it's just a thing that I wanted to talk about. It's not really anything new I added in. This is not the song for this conversation. And I do not have this on random. Hey, I was just here. Okay. So throughout the game, I can't talk with this song. Hold on. That's really quiet, but alright. It works. So, throughout the game, you're alluded to a secret that Zephyr is keeping from Akira. Again, this is like massive endgame spoilers. Because, beat the game. Anyway. So, if you've played the first game, which I assume if you're playing the second, you probably have, although, the game kind of fills it in, so I wouldn't say it's absolutely mandatory. Anyway, my point. You go through this game with Zephyr constantly being miserable about not being able to tell Akira this giant secret about her past. If you played the first game, you have an idea that this giant secret entails her, killing her entire family. Yeah, kind of a big deal. But you hear it so often in this game that you're kind of just like, oh my god, dude, just get over it! All the other characters are fine with it, just tell Akira, it's fine, it'll be fine, she can deal with it. And then you actually find out what happened. Which is why I needed that super important song earlier, but it's actually the scene prior to that. Anyway, the point I'm getting to is you find out the real secret that Zephyr is keeping from Akira. And then you kind of realize, like, oh, yeah, sorry dude, I get it. And I was actually really proud of this because, the first time my brother played through the game, he didn't know anything, right? So he got to that point where it's all, unveiled to you. And, apparently, I remember him saying that he actually, felt sick and, just changed his view on Akira, entirely. And it just kind of, not really disgusted him, I don't think, is what he said. But it was just, it made him feel, really bad. I don't know, just, Anyway, so these feelings are exactly what Akira is feeling about herself at that point in time, and I was really happy it was able to give off that vibe, because that's what I wanted to do throughout the game. You play it thinking, oh, hey, this is the big secret. I already know it, can you get to the point? And then you find out the real secret, and then it's like, okay, well. And then, you know, I immediately try to cover it up with, hey, let's do something happy, because the characters are trying to get past this severe trauma they just experienced, yeah. Anyway, I had remembered about that while I was writing it, and, entering it, and I was just reminded how happy I was about all the severe trauma, oh god. I was just really happy that I was able to give him that kind of reaction at that point in the game, because it's very much like that. I was really happy with that. Anyway, well, my eyes have way too many lights in them. Probably should get that checked, you know, and I can go. What? Okay, I don't remember if this is the case, but why in the world aren't glasses essential services? Like, factories are, glasses should be too! Give me my eye appointment, darn it! Okay, I'm just kidding. Mostly, just complaining. Anyway, so yeah, all that's left at this point is doing the playthrough of the finishing statting the monsters run, and then I'm going to play through it again, probably with some of my options off, because, like, have you looked at my options lately? I might have to get rid of the voice ones, but I'm thinking if I do voices, it'll be in a very limited capacity. Like, I don't know, very important cutscenes or random lines. I'm not exactly sure. Oh yeah. Beating the game unlocks these. Anyway, yeah, so we have a lot of options. These ones need to be tested with. These should all be fine. This needs some setup still. It's fine. And this works. But, yeah, there are a couple things I need to test on here. These can probably actually be removed now, but maybe I'll keep them in. These can be tested. Switch around these options, maybe. I've been playing with exit markers on. This can be removed. This whole section. Actually, this can stay because I'm using the world map. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be on the next test play. And that'll also, I'll be entering after this playthrough the dual text, so I have them for the next round and can thoroughly test them. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Just refining the monsters, fixing up the graphics, fixing all my bugs on my three lists. Anyway, so yeah, that's the next run. I don't know when I'm gonna have another devlog. It really depends on when people can take my kid. Doesn't happen very often with everything going on where I live, which I live in a small town. Come on, I shouldn't still be dealing with this nonsense. Anyway, so I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? Yeah, there's not really much to update after this, actually, with the monsters. Just getting them done and statted and swapping out my animations, because these are just all the defaults that I have set up and a few of the other ones. Stuff from the first game that's just copied in. I'm pretty sure they're all just there from the first game. Anyway, yeah. This might be the final devlog, actually. I didn't think about that. Well, if this does end up being the final devlog and the next one is just, hey, you know, I finished the game, go play it. I don't know what I'm gonna post after this, actually. Probably should have thought of that before ending the video. Well, in case this is the final devlog, thank you for keeping up with this. It actually does mean a lot to me. Oh, I'm getting all the feels. Oh no, the feels! The feels! Okay, I need to eat more cookies and drink water and stop talking. So yeah, I'll keep you posted probably Vita? Hi Vita. Vita's a character in this game. Anyway, I'll keep you posted via Twitter for what's going on with this game. I probably won't be doing any more big devlogs like this, come to think of it. So, this might be the last one. Yeah. Bittersweet, actually. Anyway, thank you very much for keeping up with this game. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for playing. Thanks for being here. Yeah.
So I'll see you later, gamers. Bye.